Yeah,
Oh,
let's go for it. Right, I'm going to ask him you, Dan, and you can get the ball rolling.
eh. So what? So this is my Q&A time. I didn't realise I was under pressure. I don't do well under pressure.
um, right, what's the difference between? Oh, hang on. How do you know when you should bulk or cut? So I'm guessing this is some sort of uh,
That's
bodybuilder as such.
who yeah. asked the question. Was it Mark? No, it
It,
was Sarah. It was Sarah Whitehead asked this question.
oh, what it?
Yeah, yeah. Um, the answer is that's entirely up to you, isn't it? There's no right or wrong answer between when you should be bulking or or losing fat, but generally in bodybuilder world, in the summertime when you want to go on holiday, you generally sort of bulk over the darker months, the cold months when you're not that bothered about being naked, and um, then you start losing weight once you start getting into the lighter, warmer summer months. Generally how they do it, isn't it? But there's no
There's
there's no rules. There's
there's
no rules
definitely
on it.
something to be said about muscle going on better when you're leaner, or you're able to push the calories a bit better, aren't you? When you've done a cut. So when you've got in a super lean state, you're probably going to bulk better than kind of halfway in between them both. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I suppose it's just the question is there's no the answer to the question is there's no right or wrong time. It's entirely up to you, isn't it, when you want to do it?
Yeah,
Um, that's the answer to that question.
yeah,
But
definitely.
in terms of for Sarah though, like I don't know why you would be wanting to bulk. In all honesty, Sarah, if you actually do watch this, do you know what I mean? It's not really a female thing, is it?
I wonder if she's asked it for a fella or something.
Yeah,
Unless
maybe.
she's wanting to look like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
um, on from that, she said, "What's the difference between that and just slowly losing weight and building muscle?" But I suppose the answer to that is going to be that you can't kind of do both at once.
Yeah, it's
You can do one, or you can do a lean bulk, can't you, and keep things tidier in order to build muscle.
yeah. The yeah, it's it's incredibly hard to build muscle. Like it's incredibly hard. People don't realize how hard it is to build muscle. If it was really easy to build muscle, every guy that walked into a gym would walk out of it 6 months later absolutely stacked. But
Yeah,
they don't, do they?
it's
It's
easy. It's easy to get that basic, not easy, but it's quite achievable getting the basic tone.
Yeah, but even then, you've still got to. People don't realize how much you've got to eat, how rigid you've got to be, like going at it all the time. But it's if you can't, it's very difficult to lose weight and gain muscle. It's because to gain muscle, you have to be in a calorie surplus. To lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So you can't really do both.
No,
It's kind of one or the other, really. Well,
Or is that where all your protein comes in then? Is that why you say, and you're so fixated on protein because that's better to get toned and also to lose your weight?
so protein protects your muscle mass, really. It helps
Right.
protect your muscle mass that you've got and build the muscle mass that you've got. Um, all all your macros do something different, but yeah, generally, if you have it's not technically right, but if you have a higher protein, a lot of people do eat a lot too little protein because we live in a carb heavy society. So generally, a lot of people are always fixated on protein because we don't really eat enough of it. But the protein side of it, that it 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 protects your muscle mass. It protects the muscle mass that you've got, and it looks after and it helps build new muscle because the more muscle that you have burns calories. So in order to move, you have to move your muscles, and it's the muscles that require the calories. So if you're the more muscle mass you have, the easier it is to lose weight. and that's why, like that's one of the main reasons men find it a lot easier to lose weight than lose fat than women do, because they've got a lot more muscle mass to move. And they can also build muscle mass easier because they've got testosterone, and women really do have a short end of the shitty stick, in all honesty.
In all life, in many ways.
But you've gone against that, Joanne, haven't you? This time.
I haven't, because at 30 I'd have been dropping half a stone a week on this diet I'm doing now.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's definitely slowed down for you?
It hasn't, definitely. It 100% has. I am actually doing this, and my daughter is doing her own thing, and she's 30, eating 400 calories more a day than me, and dropping 45 pounds a week.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So what happens is your metabolism and all your hormonal things have a massive impact. Plus, I'm not a meat eater, so I find the protein very hard.
Mm.
Do you think it's more hormones than else, isn't it, Dan, I reckon? As you get older.
Well,
Yeah.
just as you do get older, you just it just slows down a little bit. I'm just myself. I know my own problems. So
Yeah. So to adapt to that, so for a bloke, he can go, right, I'll drop all that carbs, I'll have loads of protein, and I'll do some weights and I'll tone. I don't find I can tone up like I used to be able to either. Like, everything's harder to tone, it's harder to get sort of that muscle. I don't want to be muscly, I just want to be a lot more toned. And even though I've increased my weights, I'm still not seeing much difference in the tone of, getting that proper sort of leaner look.
yeah.
So am I going to have to go even heavier
Well,
on weights?
it's yes, I would suggest. To be honest, I've actually got your file open here, Joanne, because of the stuff that you're doing. Obviously, you do a lot of walking and your Pilates, and you do your little bits of strength training too. So you are really good with it, to be honest. But on that side of it, perhaps you need to add more weight sessions in.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
That's why I was asking about the benefits of cardio against weight training.
So, well, the benefits of cardio to weight training, well, they're really simple, really. Cardio, you do get a lot more of an instant calorie burn, like instantly. But then once you've stopped, it's done. Weight training, you get a longer burn, so it carries on after you finish, with the muscles replenishing the glycogens and repairing themselves and all that kind of carry on. So it's best to always do a mixture of all different types. But obviously, with the other thing with the weight training is, you by building muscle or trying to build muscle, you are
Allowing yourself to
also
eat more.
you're getting yourself extra calories. You can add extra calories and stuff. So it's a mix of everything you want there, Joanne. Really, you really do. But perhaps you need to do a few more weight sessions.
More weights, yeah.
I mean, you've only got to look at runners. So the physique that a runner has, not knocking it in the slightest, but it's very
lean.
And not shapely.
Yeah.
Whereas a mixture of kind of, I don't want to say a bodybuilding woman, because that's extremes, but a woman that strength trains and does cardio, they've still got a kind of a curvier appearance, dare I say.
I think it's that CrossFit look, isn't it? That very athletic look.
Yeah.
These days, it's very that is really a big mixture of strength and cardio. Well, actually, the cardio kind of comes from the weights, because it's constantly doing big lifts. So it's the cardio is always high. It's always pushing hard, isn't it?
Even in terms of a set, if you're working hard enough, because a lot of people when they weight train, they don't work hard enough in the sets. If you're working hard enough, your heart rate will be right up there. So it'll be at like 160, depending on who you are. So let's just use 160 as an example. And then in your rest time, it's still coming down. So you're still burning calories, while your body's trying to recover, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's
it
not.
does. But I don't ever get anywhere near that heart rate, no matter what I'm doing. That 160.
People are different with that, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Heart rates are different. I mean, you might have a really like low resting heart.
Yeah. And low blood pressure.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through your
Then
file
I
now,
need
Joanne,
to
actually.
reduce some of the cardio and do more weights and lift heavier then.
I think that would suit you. Do you, Dan?
You can. There's no right or wrong on this, Joanne. Really, it is. I'm just looking through. I'm actually just looking in your file now, actually, and you haven't done much weights this week. Actually, you've only done one weight session.
Yeah, because I'm not well.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
So
yeah.
So I'm just
Yeah.
doing what I can cope with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Also,
fair. That's fair enough.
sometimes external factors come in. I get called in to do care and I get called in to do child minding and stuff. So when I have a weight planned, if I get called in to do something, then I have to drop that set. So I'd focus a bit more on weights over a weekend.
Yeah.
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 But I think I am going to, because I have got a schedule, I'm going to start just increasing. So that was why I asked the question about benefits of cardio over weight. So to tone, I think I need to, and anybody would need to just perhaps do more of the weights. Do you think home workouts give you, even just using loose weights, do you think it's sometimes beneficial to have access to a gym for a more varied range?
Well, to be honest, home workouts are my absolute bugbear. I will be absolutely honest. When people say to me, "I want to do home workouts," I just sort of all. Sometimes I
Dan's
almost
eyes roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they do.
You know
Yeah.
why though? Because there is no gym in Ripondham.
No.
No.
Well, no, there isn't. Is that? I mean, obviously in Sorbet Bridge, there's Graft and there's Ingham's Better Bodies.
It does
There's
depend.
also at Saddleworth. There's the unit at Saddleworth, which is only 20 minutes. Well, it's not even 20 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes that way. So
Yeah.
It does depend what weights you've got and what equipment you've got access to, because we have got clients that have got really good setups at home.
Yeah.
But when people come to you and they kind of say, what shall I order off Argos? Or, and it's like you won't be able to get anything substantial.
No.
You'd be better off just going out walking.
Yeah.
And that's the God's honest truth with that. Unless you're able to get some weights and some good.
If you're wanting to do strength training and you've got some 4 kilo dumbbells and some 6 kilo dumbbells and an 8 kilo kettlebell, and it's literally like you are wasting your time doing that. That is absolutely God's honest. You need to go and join a gym, or either buy yourself, invest in some really good home gym equipment, which there are. There's some amazing stuff you can get. I myself have got an amazing home gym, and it hasn't cost that much, really.
Dan, you've got those dumbbells that I know they're expensive. They were like 600 quid, weren't they?
But they were 500 quid, but they
go from business 600.
but they go up to 42 kilos. Whereas, so for example, the ones that go up, they're like 300 quid, and they go up to 25 kilos. So,
but they're adjustable, so they're not messy. They're all on one little thing.
Yeah,
they're good at them.
Yeah, they're very good.
I haven't bought any, but I've seen them.
Yeah,
I would say. In answer to your question about the home workouts, body weight workouts are pretty pointless. The body weight ones, they're all right if you can get your heart rate up and use it for cardio, but you're never going to build muscle doing body weight home workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
But
not really. If you can't do a press up, then you're really struggling with that. But again,
if you're using it to burn calories, that's fine.
Yeah, if you're getting some cardio in and just doing a bit, obviously staying active. I'm not knocking it and not poo-pooing it, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do it." It's just it's kind of specific. If you are wanting to gain muscle, home workouts can be a way. If you need to go to the gym, really, if you don't want to get the kit. But the other thing with getting home kit is sometimes it just turns into an expensive clothes horse.
Yeah.
We all know that, and
Because
so
you don't want, because you're at home, you've kind of got that mentality of that you can't be bothered to go. No, sorry.
you
Yeah.
Not that
find
you
an
can't bother to go.
excuse.
Yeah,
It's easy to find an excuse when you're at
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I worded
Oh,
that.
I'll do it later. I'm just going to do this. Oh, I'll do it later. I'm just going to do this.
Yeah. I better ask the next question.
Yeah.
Are high protein packaged stuff actually good? So like
Like what? I guess there's some
I'm
are and some aren't.
I'm guessing this means things like the high protein meals, the yogurts, the bars.
I think there will be some really good ones, and there's going to be some really bad ones. I know, like when there's some of the ones, for example, obviously you've only got to put protein in front of everything these days, and they add a quid to it, like Pride protein bars, and then you look how much protein's in it, and there's 5 grams, and you're like, well, that's absolute waft.
Yeah.
So, but there's
Yeah.
there's definitely going to be there are definitely good high protein stuff,
I'd say
and
that
there's going to be bad. There is bad, but it all depends on what you're trying to eat and what you're eating it for, doesn't it? The purpose of it. It's the same with everything with your kit. It's the purpose of it. If you're trying, if you're having a bar as a snack and you're trying to get your 120 grams of protein in, and that's got 5, well, it's crap.
a lot of the protein powders and bars and stuff like that, though, are a lot better than they were out there. Like years ago,
Well,
they were
they
shocking.
are, but not according to what's his curly head? What's he called?
Joe Wicks.
Is that his name? Him off
Yeah.
EastEnders used to sell cars.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think he's done that as a bit of a gimmick because there are good there are good products out there, aren't there? Like them grenade bars. There's no sugar in them, is there? Is it
yeah, but I
polyols?
think it's the sweeteners, isn't it? Like sweeteners are a bit of a
Yeah,
grey
but
area.
I was speaking to Radiant Jim about this the other day. They've been proven totally wrong of sweeteners, haven't they? Like it's been pretty much proven that in order to have any of the adverse effects, and you got to be having something like the equivalent of 20 cans of Coke a day,
Yeah,
Diet Coke.
you've got to be drinking, you've got to be having a lot, I'm sure. But even so, are you going to test it? Do you want to test that theory?
No, maybe not.
I don't know. I'm not so sure. That's a rabbit hole you can go down. I'm terrible. I'm terrible with that.
You were shocking with sweeteners, weren't you?
Yeah. So that's a big rabbit hole, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole tonight.
Someone asked the same question as Joanne about the should you focus on cardio. So we've answered that. That's done. This is a good one. Is cutting out carbs really the best way to lose weight?
No, in short, no, it's not. A balanced calorie deficit is probably well. Again, it depends on who you're going to talk to, doesn't it? But if we're going on science and what we talk about, it's a healthy balanced calorie deficit is the best. It is the best way.
Yeah.
There are various ways. There's loads of different ways to lose weight, and if one of them suits your dynamic better than the other, then fine. But yeah, you've
This is
got to.
it. There's so many ways to skin a cat when you're dieting, isn't there? But it
Yeah.
all boils down to one thing: a calorie deficit. So however you eat those calories, you're pretty much going to lose the same rate of weight of fat, aren't you?
Yeah, and we can cover Joanne's second question here about proteins and carbs, which is the best one for losing weight, and the answer is that it's if you're in a calorie deficit, that always takes precedent. So it doesn't really matter how your macros are made up as
But
long as you're in a calorie deficit.
but
But
protein will keep you fuller longer.
and well,
I
fats
don't agree
fats
though. I don't agree
fats
that
keep you fuller.
protein keeps you fuller longer. I
Well,
feel fuller longer on 2 crumpets than I do on meat.
But I
yes,
would say I would say that what Dan was just saying about fats.
Yeah.
So if I eat carbs for breakfast, any carbs, bread, anything, I'm hungry all day. If I start my day with protein, fat, like eggs, bacon, whatever it might be, I'm nowhere near as hungry.
Right.
Yeah, but
must be me. I'm just a carb face then.
No, but it's individual for you though. Is that Joanne? Do you know what I mean? Everybody is different. Like I've eaten toasted currant tea cake, butter, and cheese for breakfast for about 35 years. So, and if I have that for my breakfast, it'll do me until lunchtime. I'm really happy with it. But then if I do, there are certain things that if I eat I eat stuff like yogurt and fruit and things. I am literally dying by about 10 o'clock. I'm absolutely starving for more food and more food. So I suppose as well, it does come down to a bit of training as well. If you've trained your body to eat like that, then it's gonna respond accordingly. So that probably is as well how you've been throughout your life. You know, if you that's what you've always had, that's how it's going to be.
And also, like, just straight after you've trained, your body like craves carbs and needs carbs to replenish glycogen. So it will depend as well. I know that when I come off from training weights, I am absolutely desperate to eat something that's fast acting, and and that's the only thing that sorts me out. So I wouldn't be able to come off weights and go for a protein fat meal. I'd come off and have the carbs. So I feel like at different times of day, you can kind of crave different things, if that makes sense. So are you having your crumpets after you've trained, or have you done? Yeah.
I'm not eating crumpets because you don't allow me to have them.
No, all right,
and that's good.
When you
listened.
I'm having what you're telling me I'm allowed to have, which is
a
protein shake.
I've opened a can of worms.
I can't get eggs and feta down. Ugh, no, not for me.
What about eggs and bacon?
Don't eat meat.
Oh no, the egg.
I mean, I'm eating meat, but I'm not enjoying meat, and it isn't making me feel better. So what I'm having is, if I'm having an egg, I'll have it scrambled, and I'll have I make feta cheese. Ugh, can't stand that stuff. So I'd rather have a scrambled egg and some tin tomatoes with it or something, and then I've had the egg. Does it matter that it's boiled, or does it matter that it's...
No, it doesn't matter.
Does it?
No,
it doesn't have to be feta either. If you want to mix a bit of normal cheese in, you can.
So I'm having off my list the protein shake, and then the yogurt, and then my dinner, whatever I take for my dinner. And plus I'm at work, so it's whatever I take with me. I'm not at home with access to all what I can eat at home, and what I can cobble together at home. So I try and stick to that plan. And some days I just think, 2 slices of wholemeal bread with peanut butter and a bit of chocolate spread on it.
Oh, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
You know what I mean? That's what I'd be going for.
Yeah, you're not having any of that.
No. I know.
Chocolate spread? Are you 6?
Actually, it's not that bad for you. Everything in moderation. I have a teaspoonful on my toast, and it's skinny chocolate spread. It's not too bad. Yeah, I think you might have to go for curry.
How do I clean these?
Dan's going to like this next one. This will open a
What do you mean, how do you need to clean them?
How do I clean them?
Well, with a cloth.
I know, but do I use a kitchen cloth?
Yeah, just use a cloth, yeah. I mean, give them a wipe over. Wipe over with something. I mean, they're not even that dirty.
I know, but...
It's non-uniform at day at school tomorrow, honestly. You'd think it was Milan catwalk around here. Like, I've got to wipe my trainers. Just give them a wipe over with a wet cloth.
You see, if she'd have got her act together, they could have gone in washer on a hand wash, and they'd look beautiful.
Exactly, but they don't. We have this every day.
Yeah.
So, Dan, this one's going to get your back up, I reckon. Well, no, it might not. You seem in a good mood tonight. Does intermittent fasting actually help with weight loss?
I hate intermittent fasting. I absolutely... If my daughters were here, I'd be swearing all over. don't like intermittent fasting. I think for me, intermittent fasting is if you start eating at 12, you're just cutting a meal out, aren't you? You're just eating less calories. That's kind of like the whole point of it. You know, if you go from 12 till 8, I don't. No, I just move on. I'm getting that. It's really
there might be some evidence to suggest that like it could be good for your gut to give it a rest, but I think people do it for fat loss and they expect fat loss, and it's just not the reality of it, is it?
In our experience. Has anybody out of the thousands of clients that we've had lost weight doing intermittent fasting?
No, they've always ended up going down our route.
I don't know any. I can't think of one really.
And it's because
I just think, how do they do that lifestyle? Because how do you just eat between that window when sometimes like you're going to eat a curry in a bit, and I generally eat my main meal sort of 7, 8 o'clock at night. How do they do that very short window of eating? I mean, do they not work and have a life? I don't know how they fit that in.
I don't.
And then they're starving. That's one of the main things. When they start,
I do it at a weekend though, but purely by just how my weekend goes. I'll go from Friday night, and then I won't eat on Saturday till 1 o'clock, and I've gone a lot of hours without food.
Yeah, well, that is intermittent fasting, really, isn't it? But you're doing it by accident.
Just because it's just how my day pans out. But I wouldn't want to do that 7 days a week.
No chance.
No. It's not my favorite thing. But again, I am 100% certain it will work for some people, and some people will have it will work for their lifestyle. Fine, absolutely fine. I'm not gonna try and poo-poo it, and we always do try and work with it. But if you give me a straight up choice of work with someone who's intermittent fasting, I just say I'm not. No, no, no.
Yeah,
that's the answer to that then.
Mm-hmm. Next.
How do I still go to the events around Christmas and leading up to Christmas and still stay in shape?
Eat dust. Eat dust and train like a bastard. I think it's I think I mean, how many events are we talking about?
Yeah, I think the easiest thing to tell people, and I think this is the same with clients, because a lot of clients typically drop off around December, like end of November to December, and it's probably the last time, the worst time of the year that clients could drop off, like, because it's the time where they could do with a little bit of accountability in between obviously the events and stuff. So what they end up doing is they end up sacking the coaching off for a month, and they end up putting bloody 7 kilos on at Christmas, and then they'll come to us with tail between the legs around what do you think, end of January, early Feb?
Boxing Day. yeah, Boxing Day.
Whereas ultimately,
Boxing Day, I don't feel so good.
Ultimately, they could have got through it because they know that if they'd have been with us and they'd have still been checking in, yes, they might have had 3 things on a week where they've eaten slightly off, but something inside them, because they know that we're there, keeps them kind of on track. So it might be a difference of like 5 kilos different of the ones that stay with us and the ones that bin it off till January, and they always come back. I mean, we've got so many examples of that, haven't we, Dan?
Well, yeah, but we're like driving instructors, aren't we? It's not in our best interest, really, financially.
We want people to get fat.
Yeah, we need people to be a bit chunky. I like them big. I like them round. I like them chunky.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a very good business.
Part of the issue is alcohol.
Yeah. Alcohol's a big one because A, it's calories, but also B, it stops you from burning fat as well.
Well, I think it also you have a few, you go on a night out with good intention, you have a few, and then you don't care, do you? You just slaughter the drinks, slaughter the food.
Yeah. That's crap. Wife Sammy's just texted me. She's outside, she needs a lift with all the bags. I've just got to go and get them.
How many curries have you got?
I'm guessing it's a handbag.
Yeah, so I mean the alcohol one's an awkward one. Do you drink, Joanne, or?
No, I'm pretty much teetotal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me and Dan are totally different. He doesn't drink at all. I drink every weekend.
Yeah.
It's just kind of horses for courses, isn't it? I can balance my life with it, but if it was in my life every single day of the week, I think I probably would get out of shape pretty quick. I normally have like a couple on a Friday. On a Saturday, I'll have more, and then Sunday it just depends. But I am a binge drinker on a Saturday, I must admit. But if we were wanting a client to lose weight, it's definitely better without it in there, or at best, like like having a spirit and a diet mixer or something like that. That's always the best kind of thing. But it's one of them, and I think it is a big thing in our society now, isn't it? And there's no point in kind of jumping in with clients who do like a drink, and especially with me, because I'd be an absolute hypocrite to say, "Oh, you're not allowed to drink." So we just have to find ways around it, and all it does slow the process down, but you can still do it 100%. It's just a bit of a mixture. Why did you give it up, Joanne? Were ever into it?
No, I've never been a big drinker. I've never liked alcohol. I don't like the taste of anything. And so I would drink nothing, and then I'd go out, get absolutely slaughtered, feel like rubbish for days. It then affect my, because I've always done workouts, running and stuff. And then it'd make me not want to be bothered with any of that. But the biggest issue was when I went through the menopause. Alcohol and the menopause do not mix.
No.
Do not mix at all. It just makes you feel like a lot worse for a lot longer. So I just cut it out of my life totally, and I don't miss it because I'm not a great lover of it. So if I go out now, I'll have a non-alcoholic drink and I'll drive.
Yeah. It does make you more
I am
productive.
anti-alcohol. I haven't got any issue with anybody drinking at all.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way it makes me feel. But yeah, if you want to go out and get leathered, good on you.
You're right, Sammy.
Hi.
It does make it definitely makes you more productive not drinking mentally, doesn't it? I feel miles better.
I'm going to eat my food.
You what?
I'm going to eat my food.
Oh, are you going? Well, I've only got a few more anyway, so I'll run through them.
Cool. I'll catch you in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. See you
later,
later,
Dan.
Bye.
Yeah, so you are right. It definitely makes you feel better the day after, doesn't it? I mean, it writes you off for days, doesn't it? Like you're not the same even come Monday. I prefer just having a couple on a Saturday, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then you're not wasting your Sunday. But
yeah, and like for people who go home and have a glass of wine, never done that. Doesn't interest me. I'm happy with a cup of tea or a coffee. So I'm not anti-alcohol. My husband is a drinker and he loves a drink. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I better get through these last few. Are low-calorie soups, noodles, and snacks good meal options for weight loss? I'd say with that you can use them because obviously they're quite obviously low calorie, as the name says. But I do think that they lack protein. So if you are going to have those within your diet, I would definitely add something with it. So if you're having noodles, add a chicken breast. If you're having soup, maybe, I don't know, some slices of ham or something, just anything to get the protein intake up with them. Snacks, I think a lot of people turn to carbs for snacks rather than, like what we were saying earlier, a good protein source. So I think a balance with your snacks. So like you could have like rice cakes with cottage cheese. That's probably a good one for you, Joanne, actually, isn't it? Because you're a vegetarian. Hex sausages are one that we use for snacks because I think that they, again, not for you, Joanne, but
no, I'm all right with them because the chicken.
Oh, you're all right with chicken?
Yeah, I eat chicken. I just don't eat red meat.
I find them all right as a snack because they're easy just to cook in air.
They're all right. They're a bit dry, aren't they?
I like them, but I know what you mean. I like them, but only I used to just eat them on their own, but I don't think I could do that anymore. But I like them in bread. It's like it feels like you're cheating, doesn't it? But you're not.
Yeah.
But I guess if If you find them dry, then don't bother with them. But there's loads of like little snacks like that. I think protein powders, I know we were saying earlier about the quality of and stuff, and protein bars and yogurts. They've been a godsend for our business to a degree, because it means that we could just tell a client to have a protein yogurt and they've got a big 20 gram of protein here and not having to add anything with it, or a protein bar that's 20 grams of protein. Anything like that, they're quite decent to just throw in as a snack. Do you have out like that, Joanna?
I bought the Perf protein bars.
Oh, they're well nice then. Which flavour?
Yeah. I've had the Dubai one.
Yeah, that's
which
nice.
I bought, but my daughter took it, which she said it was lovely.
It's green inside.
So
yeah, it's nice.
Even though she's still living away from me, she drops the sun off and raids my fridge. So she took that one, but she said it was really nice.
The brownie one's good.
I can't remember what. Oh, I've got another one that's in the fridge that I haven't had yet, but I would have half of one of them. Yeah, I'd have half of one in an afternoon, and I'd have the other half the afternoon after, because that in an afternoon would be a nice treat.
Yeah, they're a good idea, and
they're all right. I cannot buy them protein mousses. Ugh, the consistency of those to me.
Like them. Have you tried tried normal yogurts?
I eat the protein yogurts. I eat loads of them.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're really handy. They're really handy to have in them, and because normal yogurt doesn't have the same amount of protein in as that, so you find that you are having to add stuff. So if we ever put yogurt in as a snack, unless they have that, I don't know how to say it, but that fahe or whatever it's called, fage.
Yeah.
Unless they have that one, the 0% one, there's not much protein in like your normal Greek yogurts from supermarket.
No.
I think the fage or however you call it.
It's fahe.
Fahe, I got it right.
Like a silent G, I think.
With that, it's so expensive. If you were to try get your protein intake in with that, you'd be spending a bomb, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So I think protein yogurts have been a bit of a godsend for snacks for us, to be honest, to suggest for people. There aren't many people that don't like them either, which is good.
No.
Right, I will rattle through them because we've got about 10 minutes. So, do you need to lift heavy weights to see results, or will light weights and high reps work too? So, predominantly to build muscle, I would always go on the heavier side, keeping your form as good as possible and focusing on trying to beat something week in, week out. So whether it be the weight that you're lifting, whether it be the form that you're lifting it, as in if you've lifted it under more control the week after, that's still progression. Whether you've got an extra rep with that same weight than you did the week before. I'd always recommend logging stuff, but I would always say to try beat it. Now, in terms of light weights and a lot of reps, I do believe that you should try work in all rep ranges, which basically means between like 4 to 6 reps, 6 to 8 reps, 8 to 12, and I'd maybe say kind of 12 to 20. If you can work in all 4 of those kind of rep ranges, you won't go far wrong with the heavier weights on the lower rep side, and lighter weights obviously on the endurance type, which would be 12 to 20. But what people do wrong when they're doing the light weights and high reps is that they go too light. So it's the same principle. So you want to be failing. So you want to be getting to that stage where you cannot lift anymore, or it's really hurting. Do you know what I mean? Whereas what a lot of people will do when they go lightweight, high reps, is that they'll just go simply too light. And really, that I'm not saying it's pointless, but they're not getting as much out of it as they could. But I do think work in every rep range is my answer to that. But predominantly, if the goal is muscle building, I would always go between 8 and 12. And when I say muscle building, in terms of the women that I'm talking to, I don't mean that you're going to come out, looking like Andre the Giant. I mean, in the sense of building muscle and toning, I'd always work between 8 and 12 reps. I think when you mention the word building muscle to women, I think that they absolutely shit themselves, but I don't mean it like that. It's really hard for a woman to get to a stage where she's too muscly. You know, I know that there's exceptions to the rule, and you'll see some women that have got, you know, big shoulders and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, you have to be lifting some serious weights for a long time to kind of look that way. I think it's definitely something that women shouldn't worry about, and they should basically train exactly like men do. There's no difference really. You could literally lift the same as like a bodybuilding man, and you would get different results to him, but still decent results, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I will rattle through. Sorry. So, if you have a calorie allowance set, does it matter if that allowance is used with more carbs than protein? Well, I guess we answered that earlier on.
Yeah.
I would like what we were saying earlier. I would say with that, just to retouch on it. I know this is different for how you feel, but as a rule, proteins and fats will keep you slower longer. The fats will help slow the carb digestion down. So say for argument's sake, if you're doing a workout and you put and you want to eat something before it, you really want a balanced meal there, like proteins, carbs, and fats, because what you're wanting the fats to slow the absorption of the carbs down, which in turn will last the workout better. And have you ever done a workout and you feel proper starving midway through? That's normally because you haven't put fats in with your carbs, because that slows it down. And then it's the absolute opposite after the workout. It's after the workout, you want protein and fast carbs. So that's why a lot of people tend to have like Cocoa Pops after a workout, or something relatively sugary as a carb, because you're wanting it into your system as quick as possible to replenish the glycogen stores, which are basically depleted through training.
Right. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Next, will you still lose weight on that, Carol? So it's just a question on a question. So it was basically, if your calorie allowance, does it matter what's used more, carbs or protein? Will you still lose weight on that calorie deficit?
Yeah. I think that's my question, isn't it?
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah, I think it's mine, that one. So what I'm saying
Sorry,
is,
we didn't follow it on, did we?
it's fine. If you've got a heavier carb than protein, but you're still within the deficit, it's not going to affect your weight loss goal, is it?
No. The only thing that it would do that we didn't touch upon earlier on is that if your goal is to kind of tone and look good in terms of not just the fat loss, but to look good in terms of your body and what have you, protein should definitely be at an all right level, because your protein's responsible for the repair and the recovery of the muscles. So you will hinder yourself by, I'm guessing that we're not talking like going stupid, like 60% carbs or out like that. I would say a good rule of thumb to make sure that it's optimal is probably about 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fats. And I'd say always keep the protein around that 30-40% mark. The fats and the carbs are the ones that I would tit about with, and have however you want, however suits you, if that makes sense. But I'd always try have a baseline level of, I should have mentioned that earlier. I'd always try have like a baseline level of protein, just
right,
predominantly to feed what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right, 2 more. So is weight training more effective than that were your question as well. So actually we did answer that, didn't we?
Yeah, done that one, yeah.
So I think we only have one more. This was off Mark. Thinking of booking a proper High Rocks next year, either end of January or later. My question is, whatever plan you're on, running up to and post race, how would you structure the plan so that you're fueled enough pre and post race? Because it's so easy to overeat afterwards, as you're obviously craving anything. So pre-race, I would be looking to carb load. So Dan's not a believer in carb loading, but I've worked with quite a lot of runners that have really benefited from it, and athletes. So I do believe in it a little bit. Dan thinks that as long as you're kind of fueled on that day, that's the best way. But I would personally fuel from the night before. I would have a really heavy carb meal, something that's not different to what you normally have, and just more of it. So a lot of runners turn to pasta the night before, so they might have like a big lasagna or something, or spaghetti bolognese, just something where they can get a lot of carbs down them in one sitting. A lot of runners actually do a full week of carbs, where they're steadily loading them up as the week goes on. I don't think that's a necessity, to be honest, but again, each to their own, because I think if people feel like they're full of energy, they maybe perform better, but there is a risk of feeling sluggish. And I think on the day, I would just opt for a really good breakfast, something like oats, something slow acting, put some good fats in there like peanut butter, a good protein source, could just go for a whey protein. And then normally the events are kind of 11-ish, 10, 11-ish, I think. So then I'd be looking at quick sugars going in just before and during. And then after it, I would genuinely, I would not give two hoots. I would just eat whatever I wanted, have that blowout, use it as a celebration, not worry in the slightest, have a couple of beers, however you want to go about it. You've achieved something, you've done something that you've set out to do. And I think it would be an absolute catastrophe to say to a client after they've done something like that, right, no, you're not allowed to have oat shit now. So for me, it's just free time, is that, and I just enjoy eating and maybe drinking. I think that's covered pretty much everything. Have you got any more, Joanne, before we...
No, that's fine, and that's been really helpful and informative. Thank you.
To be fair, we're gonna try run them once a month, the Q&As, but in between, we're gonna try run webinars where we choose a topic and me and Dan just kind of discuss it. We're still going to invite people in. We're not bothered particularly. It's nice that you guys have come in, to be fair. I would dreading just turning up and just no one being in. But it isn't an absolute must that people come into them, because obviously we're going to upload this. People are going to see it, but it is nice to have, people in there watching and stuff. So we're going to do that kind of once a month. I might put a post out. We're going to do something once a week, whether it be a webinar or what have you, but we're going to do a Q&A once a month, just so people can catch up. And we're just going to keep this for the members in the Facebook group as well. Just because I think that it's a good... We've started charging for that. Not to you guys, because you guys have all had plans. So basically, if you've had a plan with us, you're in that group. You know what I mean? But we are going to start charging people to just come in and join the members, even if they're not a client of ours. So we're not actually going to put this out to the public. We're just going to keep it exclusive within this. We might leak the odd video for marketing or what have you, but that'd be it. So it's exclusive to you, Joanne. Yeah. So just try stay in that group, even when I know you're stopping with us shortly, aren't you, for a little bit, but try stay in that group so that you can still have access to all that as well.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you properly as well. This is another reason that I've done it. You're talking to people literally every day and you feel like you know them, but you don't really.
You've only ever seen front and back and headless shots.
That's it, isn't it? That's it. You've got an head, actually, as it happens.
She has a head, yeah. I'm like, don't put my head on the pictures.
But no, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Cheers, Fiona. Thank you very much. And hope you guys watching it later on enjoyed it as well. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.